There big breaking news coming in. Chinese media quoting sources. Now remember, Chinese media state-controlled viewers. Chinese media quoting sources, obviously in the Chinese establishment, saying that there have been casualties on the Chinese side. Pranesh.
Indian Army had confirmed that there were casualties on both sides. Now these are reports that we are picking up from the Chinese media, and this is Wang Wenwen, chief reporter, opinion writer of the Global Times, and look what she says. Here is the source, and she is quoting another news report, Rahul. Huge escalation by China, 5 PLA soldiers and 11 injured at LAC India-China border area yesterday night. Casualties also been reported on Indian side. 3 attained martyrdom but waiting for official confirmation. Tip to remove kid gloves and wear the real one. So they are talking about provocation here. These are reports that we are picking up from the Chinese media, Rahul, but this does confirm.
So can we just focus a little bit, Pranesh, on who this individual is, who this particular person who has put out these quotes is, number one, and number two, what this particular Chinese authority really is that has put out these details?
This is Wang Wenwen. She is the chief reporter and opinion writer of Global Times. If the video journalist could focus here on the designation, this is a Twitter bio. Wang Wenwen, chief reporter, opinion writer of the Global Times, watch Hong Kong affairs, Asian security, Chinese diplomacy. And here is her tweet. 9 minutes ago, she says, this is the source, and Wang Wenwen is quoting another Chinese media report. Huge escalation at the border, 5 PLA soldiers killed, 11 injured at LAC. So yes, there have been casualties on both sides. Remember, after the news broke on Times Now, the Indian Army confirmed that there have been casualties on both sides. This is confirmation of that.
The talks that are going on. Navika Kumar also joins this broadcast with some inputs. Navika, yes.
At the moment, the information that can I have the mic, please, Rahul?
Information we have from our sources right at the top in the government is that Defense Minister Mr. Rajnath Singh will address and make a statement ahead of the 3 o'clock meeting that the Prime Minister is having with the Chief Ministers. That is the first government statement that we'll have, apart from a short statement that has been released by the Army a short while ago. What we are given to understand is that there was stone fighting and virtual fisticuffs that happened in this area late last night. It is during that fisticuff that 3 of our soldiers actually fell into the river. It was the cold temperatures and some amount of stones that were pelted that really claimed the lives of 3 of our men. On the other side, there are at the moment 4 confirmed casualties on the Chinese side. We are understanding at this point that 2 more Chinese casualties are awaiting confirmation. So it could be anything between 4 to 6 and we are waiting for the Chinese side to make that declaration, but 4 confirmed. One of them is due to injuries by stones that have been thrown at the Chinese side. Let me also tell you that both China and India have been in touch with each other. They have come down to one basic point, which is talks will not be derailed for the moment. There were tempers flying high on both sides. Both the Indian side and the Chinese soldiers felt that it was their land that was being violated, and both reacted rather violently last night. But the situation under control at the moment in terms of bringing down the temperatures and the tempers, and talks have been going on. But Rajnath Singh, Defense Minister, likely to make a statement ahead of the 3 o'clock meeting that the Prime Minister is holding with Chief Minister. And in this statement, he's really going to give a detailed account. At the moment, what we can tell you is that our men fell into the river. This river temperatures of the water were very, very low, and that has more to do with the casualties. Of course, there was what I've been told is मुठभेड़ हुई थी दोनों तरफों के बीच में और पत्थर भी फेंके गए and once that was done, of course tempers ran high on both sides. 4 to 6 casualties. We are awaiting confirmation of 4 confirmed casualties on the Chinese side, 3 on our side, and that is where things stand at the moment. Clearly political pressure growing on the government to make a statement and give the details of this particular incident.